fantastic scenery along this drive. aux Meadows, National Historic Site of Canada. Road track looks to be about only a couple years newer than ours.
They were in the campsite with us last night. Really nice lady.
Oh yeah, she was nice.
Yeah.
Of course she was nice. She's a van person.
That's what we're called, van people?
Van people, van dwellers. Some people have other names for us, but we won't talk about those names.
No.
All right, so warm?
No!
As it turns out, it is freezing here, so we're bundled up a little bit.
Well,
and it's pretty misty too. It's not a very nice day, but I think this is probably the gray, misty kind of weather. It's probably typical for the East Coast. But we're bundled, we're warmer.
We're ready to go.
Perfect. Let's do this.
So I have a long sleeve shirt, a sweatshirt, a fleece, my jacket, 2 pairs of socks, long underwear, and pants.
And she's
And
not
I'm
even
still cold!
Discovered in the 1960s, aux Meadows is widely accepted to be the site of the first European contact in North America. According to the archaeological evidence, Norse explorers, or Vikings as they're more commonly known, established a camp here on the northern peninsula of Newfoundland approximately 1,000 years ago. This area has been designated a National Historic Site of Canada as well as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. When visiting aux Meadows, you can witness firsthand the actual remains of the encampment as well as a full reconstruction complete with expert reenactors.
What is all this ground cover called?
This gentleman asked a question about this here. This is to us is blackberry bushes. This is what we call it. I mean, this bush, yields berries. Blackberries or crowberries. Of course, you guys have blackberries that grow on trees this tall in Ontario. Our blackberries, which is not a blackberry, by the way, it's a crowberry, grows on these bushes here. So, I mean, we call them meadows, by the way, meadows. Where you say, like where you say muskeg, we say bogs. But Newfoundlanders never call things by their proper names. Small buildings like this one here. Today, you can claim it's a slave building. That's very cool.
Only rich men have swords.
Wow.
That's why I like rich men coming to me to make makeup, because I get paid a percentage of the rich man's money, which makes me rich.
That's right.
Of course.
Okay. There are ships that can do what these Norsemen were doing 1,000 years ago today. They could take 22 tons of cargo, and all they needed was 3 feet of water. That's it. On the open ocean or in a river. We know also that you could take your mast down quite easily within 2 men, then you take your sail and you put your sail over your ship and you're covered in, right? And your sails are made of wool, by the way. So when you see them in strips, so if you looked at the loom in the back, they're only so wide for the simple reason it can only be as wide as you can put your shuttle through. So if you try and make a 40-foot sail, you're never going to do it. So you would have close to 40 women over 1 year and the wool from about 900 sheep for one sail. Right? The nice thing about the sail is wool with the natural oils in it. When it does get wet, it gets tighter. If it ever does rip, you can darn it, and it's just as strong as it was in the beginning, right? You'd have to realize how hardy these gentlemen are. If this is all you know, what's the difference? Today we know we can get into a vehicle and you can have a heated steering wheel, you can have heated seats. But back then you knew you didn't have it. And if you want to get anywhere, and for this, that's what you have to do. And they're hardy about that.
And win.
You can't win, eh?
No.
You finally get a fire to warm up, and then it's windy out the window.
Keys, if you look along our beach here, you see a lot of driftwood here, and that's funny because we know that when Eric the Red goes to Greenland and picks his farm, first thing he does when he gets into the bay, he takes one of his bench boards and throws it overboard. and he watches where it drifts in. And where it drifts in, most other wood drifts in. So he's cornered the market on firewood because there is no wood in Greenland. The only wood coming into Greenland is driftwood, and that's what you're burning. So he sets his farm up right in the perfect area where all the driftwood comes in. So he's just cornered the market on driftwood. But in this area, there's a lot of driftwood that comes in right here.
Yeah.
Maybe Lee Harrison does the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Tosses it over. So this is a great area just for that brook alone. Is your iron, it's your fish, and it's your fresh water. So the yellow that you guys all flush out of our toilets is actually something they're looking for. And that yellow tells them there's iron here. And they're working iron almost 1,500 years before they come here. So that would be an indication. So for me, that brook is the reason that you stop here. It's got everything that you need. It's all-
Yeah.
Three long goals and three.
And we'll be little fires. I'm talking to myself.
Oh, cool.
What would this have been what they called the slave building?
I guess, maybe, yeah. Wow. Look at this. It's all held together with leather straps.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
It's cold.
You've said that a lot.
There's a theme.
Yeah, exactly. Are you cold?
Yes.
Is that
Taping.
yes? Was that helping?
Actually, it was.
Yeah. All right, want to go back inside?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Oh.
Wow. Pretty incredible. It's amazing to think 1,000 years ago. Wow. I really enjoyed this. I'm glad we came.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why the toilets all look like they've been used.
I know. I actually went into 2 different stalls because of that.
Yeah, I was just like, man, people are gross here.
And in the sagas, they talk about 4 expeditions to the same spot. First, Leif Erikson. Him and his 34 men, they arrived, they built houses, they stayed a winter and went home. The second expedition was led by his brother Thorvald. And Thorvald used the same buildings. Then he decided to go further west, is what's written in the sagas. And when they went further west, they approached a beach. Going close, discovered skin boats. And underneath each boat, 3 men were asleep. Of course, they were talking about Aborigines. Dividing forces, they captured all of the natives, and they killed 8 for no apparent reason. They just said they killed them. And of course, one fellow escaped and, told his comrades. And the natives come back in droves and fought bitterly. So they're saying that was probably the first contact right there between Norse and the natives, of course. Then a third expedition, after that failed expedition, was led by a wealthy Icelandic merchant. His name was Thorfinn Karlsefni. And Karlsefni is the guy who brought women because he tried to colonize the place. And he stayed 3 years, according to the Karlsefni's wife was named Gudrid. Okay? And she supposedly bore his son in America. And they named him Snorri. Supposedly the first European white child born in America. But you have to keep in mind that those sagas, they're just stories, of course. And newfies can tell the best yarns.